Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Wednesday evening. Hope you're having a lovely week. We've got a nice kind of active practice this evening. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin in our seated position, closing your eyes. Letting go of your day, of everything that's going on in your world, and just bringing yourself to your mat. Becoming aware of yourself sitting on your mat, aware of your seat bones, having equal weight in both seat bones. Sitting up tall, allowing the spine to open up, finding that space between each vertebrae. Holding yourself so your core is kind of in control. Releasing any tension in the shoulders and the jaw. And then letting your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose, expanding the belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. Extending that exhale so it's maybe twice as long as your inhale. And let's take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, gently open the eyes and make your way onto your mat in tabletop position. So those hands underneath the shoulders, hips over the knees, pressing away from the mat. Finding that length in the spine. Taking 1 more breath here. And then curling those toes, we're going to slowly make our way up into downward dog. So pushing the heels, the hips back to the heels, raising the knees as you press away from the mat. Extending those arms, extending the spine, keeping the knees bent, the heels off the mat, so you can really feel that length in the spine, your hips pushed back towards the back of the mat, gaze towards the belly button. And then begin to pedal those legs, allowing them to waken up and begin to stretch. And slowly make your way to your point of stillness at this stage of the practice. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's fine to be up on your toes. It's fine to have your knees bent. Really just focus on that length in the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Now let's take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly walking the feet up to meet the hands. Turn those toes out here to the edge of the mat and come down into a squat. So lengthening through the spine in your squat. Elbows against the knees. Remembering to do your version of a squat. You don't have to be all the way down. Your feet don't have to be fully on the mat. You can be up on your tippy toes. Whatever works for you. But whatever place you are at with your squat, we want to ensure that nice long spine. So it's not about being rounded. It's long. Taking one more breath here. Let the hands come down onto the mat and step that right leg back as far back as it can go, coming down onto the knee. Open out the foot. You can turn this left foot towards the front, pressing the left knee away, turn to the back of the mat. Really feeling the stretch in that extended leg. Enjoying the twist. One more breath. And coming back to the center, bending that right knee, holding on to the right foot with the left hand, and again keeping that twist. So you're getting a deeper stretch into that right quad and the knee. One more breath. And releasing the foot. Bringing the hands to the front, turn that left foot out so the toes are pointing outwards. Step the right foot underneath and come back into your squat. Taking 3 breaths here, lengthening through the spine, engaging that core. And then let the hands come down onto the mat again as we take that to the other side, stepping the left leg back, turning that right foot up towards the top of the mat, using the right hand to press that right knee away and looking towards the back of the mat. One more breath here. And coming back to face the top of the mat, bending that left knee, holding on to the left foot with the right hand, keeping that twist again to the right, extending the stretch in that right leg. No, not that right leg, that left leg. And then releasing the left foot, bring the hands back onto the mat, come back into your tabletop, and let's once again make our way up into downward dog. And this time, hopefully your legs are feeling a little bit more warmed up. They're able to get a little bit straighter, or the heels maybe can get a little bit closer to the mat. Remembering to focus on the length of the spine. 2 more breaths here. Let's stretch that right leg out behind and step it through. And rise up, having this right knee over the right ankle, left leg facing towards the front, squaring up the hips, raising up the arms for your warrior one. Soften the shoulders, activate the back foot, keeping that right knee over the right ankle. Two more breaths here, remembering as you exhale, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. Let the hands come together, clasping the fingers. Just draw the gaze backwards. Stretching the front of the body. Forming a nice back bend. Keep the bend in the front knee. And leave the right arm up. Let the left hand come onto the back of the left leg. And extend that bend further. Coming back to upright. Let's just turn this right foot to the long side of the mat. Step the left foot back so it too is at the long side of the mat. Come down into a squat here. Raise those arms up so they're pointing up to the ceiling. 3 breaths here. Activating that core with your exhale. And rising up. Let's turn the left foot to the back of the mat. Step the right foot across, bending this left knee so it's over that left ankle. Activating this right foot, lots of energy into it to get the stretch in that back leg, squaring up the hips, raising up the arms, soften the shoulders, engage the core. And now focus on the breath. Clasping the hands together, raise the gaze, small back bend, stretching the front of the body. Nice stretch for the back leg. And then let that right hand come down onto the back of the right leg as you deepen
the back bend. And coming back to upright, let's once again bring those feet to face the long side of the mat. Coming down into your squat. Great strengthening for your upper legs, these squats. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of the burn. And drawing upwards, let's come to the back of the mat, raise the arms up, sweep them down to come into a forward fold and step straight back to your downward dog.
And stepping those feet up to the top of the mat, toes pointing out, coming down to your squat.
From here, bringing the hands behind you, coming to sit down and then lie down. Draw the arms back over your head, the floor behind you for a full body stretch. And then from here, bend the knees, lift those legs up so they're looking up at the ceiling. Draw the arms up so they're pointing up to the ceiling too. Little bit of core work here, letting that right leg slowly go down towards the mat. Left leg, sorry, and the right arm. If you started with your right leg, then just use your left arm. And draw them back up to the center. And let's take that on the other side. Nice, slow, deliberate movements. This is a really great exercise for your core, especially working across that diagonal link between the left lower limb and the right upper limb. It also requires a little bit of coordination, so you try to keep the limbs that are pointing upright in the same position as you move the opposite limbs. Once more on each side. Well done. Hug those knees into the chest. And then from here, holding on to the toes, just stretch those legs up, making them as long as you can, as long as it's comfortable for you. So you're getting a really nice stretch on the back of those hamstrings and calves, drawing the toes towards you to really feel the stretch in the calves. One more breath here. And then bend the knees, draw the feet away from each other. And if you can hold on to the outside edge of the feet, do for a happy baby pose. Just finding stillness in this pose. Soles of the feet looking upwards. Knees pointing down towards the mat. One more breath here. And then once again, hugging those knees into the chest. And let the feet come down onto the mat. Let's lift up into a bridge. So just starting from the pelvis, slowly drawing the hips upwards. Now let's take 2 more breaths here. Very slowly lowering yourself down onto the mat, bringing the arms out into a T. Let the knees fall over to the left and the gaze to the right. And then in your own time, just take it over to the other side. When you're ready, coming back to the center, bring the arms down by the sides, palms facing upwards, extending out the legs. And allow the body now to relax and recover. Letting go your feet and your legs, your glutes and pelvis. Letting go the whole back of your body and shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your arms and your hands. your head, face, jaw and chin. The whole of your body, just let it go. And taking a moment of gratitude here. Gratitude to yourself for being you. And let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. Keeping your focus on your breath for the next few minutes.